medical study on the effects of marijuana use confirms that everyone knows you're high and that you'll most likely never stop feeling like this.
Your parents know you're high. Your friends know you're high. Strangers on the street know you're high.
Welcome to Everyone Knows You're High. Hosted by Uncle Kalei.
You're gonna never come back, you know, all that stupid shit.
And Uncle Erik.
If I could retreat away.
Yeah, you should definitely try that.
This is forever. This is the new reality.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Everyone knows you're high.
This episode is brought to you by Mills Nutrients.
Friendship joint.
Ooh, I love friendship joints. I love rolling joints and friendship. I love friendship.
I love smoking joints. What else? Go for it.
I don't really like smoking them, but I love rolling them. You know, one thing I also don't like is growing weed because it seems so cumbersome and difficult. Knowing what kind of nutrients and products to use, it can become cumbersome, like I said.
Cumbersome is the word for this commercial.
Whoa, wait a minute. This is some fire weed. Who grew this?
Yours truly.
Thought bubble.
Well, you can. If you come
You
by
can hear
our
my thoughts?
Yes.
Oh my God.
You know that, man. If you come by our shop, we can help you out. Mills pays the bills, man. That's all you need to know.
What shop?
Guru's Grow Supply.
Where?
It's in Pearl City.
Ooh.
Majestic Pearl City.
Another one of my favorite things. Pearl City. How long has Mills been providing these high quality nutrients for?
Premium nutrients for 30 years. I've been cracking at it for about 13, so yeah.
Which is pretty crazy because if you didn't know, he's only 14 years old.
Because I was one.
But cool. So I'm gonna roll this friendship joint to celebrate our friendship. I love friendship. And to celebrate our love for millsnutrients.com.
Definitely do it. Millsnutrients.com. Check them out. Mills pays the bills.
Can we do something? 1, 2, 3. Mills pays the bills. Start the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Everyone Knows You're High, starring the Grow Guru. Hello. And myself, Uncle Erik. This week joining us, we have Sam Ites in Auntie's Garage. Thank you live. Thanks to everybody on Instagram. Thanks to you guys for watching on YouTube. Don't forget to smash that like button. Ugh.
Smash it.
Just call me Tim Pool from now on. No, but thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming all the way up and joining us. I know in your text you said you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, a little bit.
No surprises here, man. It's pretty straightforward.
Is everybody's headphones okay?
Yeah.
Mine seems kind of low.
It's too late now, buddy.
No, it's not. Hold on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay. So, yeah, man, tell us what you've been up to. Eric's kind of better at this kind of thing because he's been he's around everybody, and I'm just a spectator looking and appreciating music. So, yeah, man.
That's how I feel.
Yeah?
I'm just a spectator appreciating everything I'm doing, you know? Yeah, so I don't know. Everything's been good. Just been jamming as much as I can, doing recordings at home, and just trying to keep it going.
Yeah, dude. I see what you post and stuff, but you're just doing the solo and I love reposting that shit because I watch it all the time. Where you're just sitting there, just going along with it, especially the covers, you know.
Yeah.
That must be so fun to do. Just to, be able
just trying to have fun, just trying to keep myself out there, keep myself creative, and doing what I can, you know. So
Nice. What drives the creativity for you?
I think boredom. I think that's like a big one for me.
Nice,
Just
nice.
like, yeah, getting to a point where it's like, yeah, let's do something.
Yeah.
You know, and then just try to create, not think too much about it. Don't be too judgmental. I think that's my hardest thing for me, is to just not judge what I create.
A lot of the artists is like that I ask is like, how do you combat your writer's block and like just melody speaking or beats? Like,
Yeah.
how do you not fall into the same rhythm and keep it fresh where it's like,
I don't know. It's like I feel like I do fall into the same thing quite a bit, but at the same time, like, not judging yourself and just keep it going, even if it is like a similar thing. Like, it's different today. You know, today is a little different. So just try to keep it rolling. You know, yeah.
What do you do to try to like change it up? Like, if you feel yourself getting stuck in like a, on a certain thing, like, do you listen to different types of music to like kind of change the audio scenery?
For sure, like all of that.
Yeah.
You know, like just try to do something different. Even, you know.
Grab a different instrument.
Different instrument, or just a different hobby, even like just try to get out and walk around or something. Just kind of get out of the space. And, you know.
When did you get into like percussion and drumming and all that stuff? Like, how old were you when you started?
Well, I started playing ukulele was like the first thing in 4th grade. You know, they have like that's your music class, is like bust out all the ukuleles and do that. And I learned that really quick, and it came to guitar. I started playing guitar, started taking guitar lessons, and that was like around 9. I was 9 years old. Then I started kind of playing bass a little bit, and then the drums came around 12, 13.
It's like middle school age.
Yeah.
I was about there.
Right when the creativity starts to kick in too. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And it just kind of sparked, and it clicked real easy for me. Like, drums came real natural. Like, I've never taken any drum lessons or anything like that.
Shit,
just like, I could hear beats in songs, and I knew what they were doing. And even though I maybe couldn't do it, I knew what I had to do to like figure out how to do it.
Got you.
You know,
Got
so
you.
yeah, it's like guitar and bass kind of like took a little time to like practice, and I needed a teacher to like teach me how to do that. But drums just came real natural. Like, by that time, I understood enough about music through guitar and bass that like when I started hearing the drums, it was like, oh yeah, this is like what they're doing, and I could see drummers like doing what they're doing, and it was like,
so watching the performances and watching them do their
just
thing.
watch. Yeah, you see them do it. It's like, oh, okay, he's hitting that on that beat, and you're just kind of seeing what the foot's doing. Like, that was probably like the hardest thing at the beginning. You know, it's like getting your foot to
keep up with
be in rhythm with your hands.
That's crazy how like no one breaks rhythm, and I can sit there and go tap tap, and before you know it, I'm fucking just off rhythm. You know, it's like, what's wrong with me? So it's crazy how drummers, no matter what, they're still.
It's like an internal metronome.
Yeah.
Because you have a tendency to like speed up. I do.
Mine
with
is actually
everything.
probably the opposite.
Slow.
Yeah, I'm more of a laid back player, I would say. Yeah. So, but I try not to do either. You know, it's really try to stay consistent with it all. That's like the main goal.
Drums are crazy because like you've got to hit a beat in between the beats and still land on the beat, right? So if you're trying to get creative, doing that, like, that shit's crazy to me. I'm watching people do it. Like, how are you thinking of that coming into it?
You don't think, you just play it.
Yeah, you try to get to a point where you're not thinking while you do that.
Wow,
you know?
dude,
like,
that's crazy.
It's like right now when we're talking, you're not thinking about your words and the letters in every word.
Yeah.
Right? You're just speaking. And that's what you're trying to get to on any instrument, really, is to just
That's
practice enough
fucking sick
to where you
way.
can just say what you want to say, you know?
Wow.
You never saw the video of the two drummers talking to each other.
Yeah,
and they're going back
exactly.
and forth. There's like a language to
Exactly.
what they are playing, and it's like they hear like the voice of the drums, as they're playing it. So
Right.
like they're not playing like what they think they should play. They're making it talk. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's so funny, dude.
Yeah, it's like instantly
Interesting.
think of what you want to hear and then execute it
Mhm.
with your limbs, you know. But that's where all the practice is learning all the different patterns that your
All the
hands and feet
fills.
can do, and just come up with all that stuff and
So
get to a point where you can play it.
by not being like formally
Formal-
formally
formally.
taught in drums, did you just like pick up like the rudiments and all that stuff like that are, you know, the basis for all drums? Like, did you like just naturally do those and realize, oh shit?
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
like you're naturally doing rudiments, like whether you know it or
Yeah,
not, really. But yeah, I actually did a lot at the beginning. I did a lot of things technically wrong because I'm left-handed.
Oh,
But like I play
on
the,
a right hand
the
setup.
kit is like right-handed setups, and
Huh.
I never really realized that when I was 12. You know, I
Mhm.
just was playing. So a lot of my rolls, I would start with my left hand, but going this way
It's
on the
further to
drums,
travel, yeah.
it's like you're starting to cross over your hands, you know, because your left
Mhm.
is starting every time. So it took me a while actually to like figure out that, oh, you should be starting with your right, you know,
Right.
you should be,
Whoa.
because you're on a right-handed kit. So
That's
yeah.
when you see people like fumbling over their sticks. Ah, fuck.
Wow. I had no idea that like you know to start a drum roll with your dominant hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I didn't think it really
that's what I was
fucking-
naturally doing. I was left-handed, you know,
Uh-huh.
so I just was doing it with my left. I just would hear a roll and it would always start with my left, just because that's who I'm left-handed. I throw with my left. I do everything
Right.
right with my left.
Are you thinking ahead to like where you're gonna end so that
That's
way
what
you
I'm
know
trying
like
to
where to
say.
start? You know what I mean? Because you
That's
could start
crazy.
with your left on certain things if you're not traveling far, right? You know what I mean? But
Yeah, no, I don't really think about what hand starts or
Yeah.
stops nowadays. I kind of have like certain things that I do that just naturally will start either with my left or
Mm.
my right. I have different beats and different fills that like
Yeah.
just feel better starting with my left and then feel better starting with my right.
There's no rules to this shit.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. It's
Man,
art. You
it's
know?
crazy. It's art.
Yeah, so
Forgot to mention our production crew is one man short. Tonight we just have Bud Naked pushing buttons. What's up? And Turtle Dove is at home sitting on babies.
So this is gonna be the thankful joint
Sure.
for sure.
Sure. But so you're playing with Natty Vibes now?
yes.
And how did that
definitely.
start? Like, when did you? I mean, growing up in Hawaii, I know we're all fans of Natty Vibes. But like, when did you start like approaching that and like playing with them?
Well, they approached me, just like I would say about 2 years ago. Yeah, where they just, I actually got asked to fill in for a show last minute, and I
Mhm.
did that, and then I can't really remember exactly like how it all happened.
How it
but,
transpired.
You know, like yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
I feel like I fast forwarded into the future way ahead. We were just talking about you learning drums and starting on like, oh, what about Natty Vibes? My bad.
It's all good.
Just rewind. No.
So yeah, no formal experience with the drums, with that talent. Just kind of had that artistic mindset coming up, right?
Yeah.
When was your first gig?
On the drums.
or just in general, like what were you playing?
It started real early at like 10 years old. I started, I have an older brother.
Uh huh.
He's 3 years older than me.
Okay.
So he would play ukulele,
Uh huh.
and it was the era of like Ka'au Crater Boys.
Right.
So Troy Fernandez was like ripping the ukulele,
Mhm.
and that's what my brother wanted to really do.
Awesome.
So he started learning ukulele, and my parents bought me like a small guitar at the same time.
Nice.
So I started taking guitar lessons. My brother starts taking ukulele lessons. We just pretty much start wanting to learn every Ka'au Crater Boy song there is. And we did, I think.
Just jamming. You don't write. And
Yeah,
just killing it.
Exactly. So, yeah, we played at like a family party one day. I think we actually played that song.
Nice.
And then someone was at the party, was getting married, was like, I want you guys to play at my wedding. So we played at like I think his wedding was at Turtle Bay at one of the convention halls. So they had a big old stage. We stand on there, play in front of like the whole wedding of like I don't know 100 people, 200 people, something like that. But like
Holy shit!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
and then my mom actually got us like a gig at a pizza place in Kailua,
Okay.
and we would play there like once a month, I think, something like that. And just me and my brother set up a PA system, and we would play all our songs we knew.
Shout out to the moms, man,
That's cool.
supporting you guys all
Yeah.
the way.
Momager.
Yep.
Yeah, man, that's what's up.
Yep, for sure. My mom was actually a drummer in high school.
Oh shit.
She was like in the high school jazz band and stuff. So
She ever like, let me show you how to do it, son?
she at the very beginning, she kind of would show me a few little
That's so cool.
things and stuff. But
Did she hold her sticks like this?
I think she was more traditional. I think she did the traditional thing, if I can remember. Yeah.
Traditional jazz.
There's like names for the way you hold it and shit, yeah?
You ever seen the drum off between Will Ferrell and the drummer from Red Hot Chili
Yeah.
Peppers?
Okay, yeah.
That was pretty cool, man.
pretty good stuff.
They look like each other, came out dressed exactly alike.
They're clones. He's a clone of
Oh,
him.
man, I love
you ever
it.
seen the drumming grandma? She's on like Drumeo.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking
I
about.
can't remember her name.
Yeah,
Karen something probably.
I was following this guy from South America. He has a bull ring and a beard, and then he's like, he does a double bass, and then he
Oh, yeah,
triple
yeah,
basses
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That guy's super popular.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Oh,
you seen
fuck.
the pipe one he made?
Yes.
It's like a bunch of pipes. It's just
Oh, the Blue Man Group stuff.
yes,
That's
holy dude, that guy is
Yeah.
the shit. I'm like fucking crazy, but
Yeah.
different style, right? It's like
Oh, yeah.
completely different style. I like the shit you post too, man. It's like, especially you do Bob covers, and it's like, oh man, fuck, it's so awesome, it's perfect.
Thank you.
Hell
Or
yeah.
there's this guy, Ricardo something. He's from like France, but he has like this fucking technique where he can play like 140 beats a minute. Like it sounds like fake. It's it's crazy.
Just put water on his drum and do it.
And then the way I never really had a double pedal for like bass, but the way these motherfuckers roll their bass drums, it's like, what the fuck?
So-
And they're wearing shoes.
Dude, I got a boy, Paul. He was showing me how to play the.
I wanna
He didn't
show you
show me
guys.
how to play it. He played it for me. It was a Slipknot song, "Sick." Oh my god! I was like, holy shit! I didn't know like it could sound like the double bass was going, and I was like, holy shit! This is so fucking cool.
Yeah, these guys
It
are
was
crazy.
It was so fast, man.
Yeah.
I was like, that's awesome. I don't know how he did it. That's wizardry. Probably never.
Thigh
will know.
muscles.
I don't
These
know
fuckers are like running a marathon for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Fast twitch fibers in their hips. I don't know where the fuck it comes from.
Unreal. So, who was your main inspiring artist growing up?
I would say Bob Marley was probably
Yeah.
the main.
it.
Like throughout I listened, growing up as a teenager, I listened to like punk rock and hardcore, like all kinds of crazy, and hip hop, and kind of full spectrum of like all kinds of weird avant-garde music too, and like jazz, but reggae was like always in the mix, and I kind of always came back to Bob albums like
Yeah.
from the very beginning. That was actually the first album I bought was
No shit.
was Legend, because I just saw the cover and I was just like,
Yep.
there was something about just seeing him on there was like,
I need to listen
I'm
to
gonna buy this, and I already knew, like, you hear it at Sandy's, like getting bumped out of trucks and stuff, and you know that it's there, but you don't really know that's him at the time when I was 12, I think.
And when you can
something like
hyper focus on his music, it's a lot different than what you hear in ambiance music, right? Like
Yeah.
someone playing Bob Far Away, it's like, oh, it's a good melody, you got good beat. But when you listen to his music and the lyrics and like the passion and what he's singing it, it's like
Oh, yeah.
hits a little bit different. And fuck, throughout the entire life, like I think towards my later life, I was able to embrace that part of Bob Marley's music. It was always a foundation for all of us growing up.
that. Yeah.
His message was the shit.
Do you remember the first album you bought?
Yes.
What was it?
It was actually I fucking snagged it from my dad It was a vinyl of Babylon by
No, but what
Bus.
did the one like you spent your money on?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Shit, man. Spent my money? Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know. By the time I had money, I kind of fell into like the punk rock. I think it was No Effects.
Nice.
That was the first one.
I was huge into No Effects too.
I still listen to it.
Yeah.
Me too. Like, yeah.
They're great.
The first album I bought was fucking Wu-Tang Forever, the double CD, and I
Oh,
went in
yes.
3 ways with my 2 friends, Reed and Justin, and we went to fucking Easy Music, Radio Free Hawaii. They had the music shop on Pensacola,
Yes.
and we bought it, and we fucking like traded it off, like, oh fuck, you take it, and
Hey, get
make
2 discs, right?
make cassettes of it so we can like. I was like exciting. Our
And
first
back then, the
time I
cassettes
spent
was put a
money.
recorder next to the speaker. And just press.
No, they had the fucking CD
Oh,
cassette ones.
shit.
And you just find a used cassette, like a real one that you don't listen to anymore, and you stuff the hole, and then you just record over it.
Nice.
Bootleg.
Wu-Tang Forever.
He knows how to do it.
That's a note to you young kids about cassette tapes.
Times were hard back in those days. We didn't hit download, you know. We had to look for the hard copy and like figure out what to do with that shit.
You have to wait and listen to the radio and be ready to hit record for when they play your song that you want to record, and then you get the DJ talking over the first 10 seconds, and then over the last 10 seconds they come back in. That was it's like, fuck. But Radio Free, did you used to listen to Radio Free?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Played all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like the most diverse radio station because each DJ had like their own show and they played whatever the fuck they wanted. Well, it was mostly requests.
97.5?
I don't know.
What was that one? What station was it?
I can't remember.
102.7.
Oh, yeah,
Radio
you're right.
Free.
Because K-Poi was 97.5.
Yeah.
The rock you live on.
But yeah, fuck. The good old days.
I know, man. Came a long way.
Yep.
So now, who are you listening to now? Like,
Right now, I don't know. A lot of stuff. All the time.
yeah.
Just
What's one thing you gravitate to that you go back?
I would say I don't know. I always listen to Bob and like Steel Pulse. I
Mhm.
love listening to Steel Pulse stuff. Just a lot of stuff. Right now just playing so much music and like working on so much music, you kind of are just listening to like the things you're working on and the things you're doing. So like right now I'm listening to a lot of Clinton Farron because I'm about to play a show with him
Oh, shit.
in a couple weeks. So
So you do your little study before you...
homework.
Oh, yeah, we have a set and
Wow.
just listening to it over and over again.
And
Just
you pick up on little flavors that he throws, like, okay, he likes it when he does this, and you try to accommodate that when you play with him.
yeah, for sure. You just try
Fucking
to
dope.
just try to not get in the way. I think that's like my main. Just play the song and not get in the way. But if you can find your little pockets and do something, and
Must be
you
so
know,
cool.
might get a little wink on the
Yeah.
side. Like,
You don't want to be that drummer who's like super loud and obnoxious and trying to steal the show and be like, bah, slow down, man.
Yes. You get
Just play
the
this
look back.
Fuck.
yeah.
Turn these guys' mics down.
So thankful joint.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for art and artists.
Never thought about this.
Separates us from the animals.
Elephants can paint. You never seen that?
They can also scratch their belly with their dick. You ever seen
I,
that?
I did see that. It's quite impressive. Quite impressive.
It was pretty impressive.
And Sam, thankful for Highlands Intermediate Band because that's what got me on the drums. I was
Oh,
in the
shit.
percussion section
Nice.
simply because all you gotta carry is drumsticks. I'm in, so I took
Right.
that. Yep. And then
Oh, Mr. Leong.
I was trying to think of the name. It is Mr. Leong. I
took
didn't want to say
trumpet.
it and be wrong. But that got me started, and I never sat down in front of a drum set. But when I finally did, it was just felt natural, like you were saying. Like it just kind of came to me, like once I sat down at a full set, and I was like, oh, okay, I kind of understand the mechanics of this. I wasn't good, but like I kind of figured it out pretty quickly.
Well, you had the love for it too, right?
Yeah,
It's not about
I
being
totally-
good. It's like how much fun, raw fun, can you have from an instrument?
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
I totally lied. This older upperclassman, Oliver Kaloma,
Oh shit!
Started
Shout
a
out to Ollie.
started a punk rock band called Field Trip, and he was like, "Hey, I heard you play the drums," and I was like, "Yup." And he's like, "Here's a drum set. Play with us." I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
Hell yeah! No
Punk
shit.
rock was kind of easy though
play
to
with
figure
Chad,
out.
too?
It wasn't. It was hard to do fast shit, but it was like Chad.
McGuire.
No. Toby? McGuire?
No.
No. It was fucking Oliver, John. What was his name? Filipino dude from my pahu. Right, he was amazing. And then I forget. But anyway, sorry, that's it. What were you thankful for?
Oh yeah, what am I thankful for? I just hit it. Forgot to say thankful. No.
Nah. Sorry, I was fucking.
We got a
chatty
mulligan.
Cathy.
I'm thankful for friends, right now.
Yes.
For a long time, just felt like I was always kind of doing things on my own and just figuring things out on my own. And recently, just knowing like that I got good friends and like other guys helping me out right now is like I've been feeling good about that.
Hell
You
yeah.
can bring the mic up closer too.
Very underrated commodity is friends, man.
Friends, we are friends. I think that was like my 6th grade class song. Friends, friends.
Yeah.
I like friendship.
I love friendship.
It's nice.
What about you, Mr. Bud Naked?
Grateful for music.
Mm.
I have a musical guest. I think everyone had to have music for something. Shitty times, good times, There's a song for everything, I feel like.
100%. I like how cannabis and music is such a beautiful mix. Like I remember going to shows and I was like, "Oh fuck, guys are sharking on smoking, so I'm not gonna smoke." And I'd enjoy the show, But then when I was like, "Fuck that, I'm smoking," and like I'd smoke, I'm like, "Bruh, I'm so into this show right now," And I was like, "Oh, like." Incubus was the first one I actually got to like freely smoke
Oh, what was that? At the Shell or something?
at the Shell.
Shell.
And I was like, wow, they fucking put on a good show. And it was like they're reading my mind because every song I wanted them to fucking play, they played, and they played it really good. And I was like, this is awesome. And then forever, I'm like, I'm not gonna go to a show if I don't have weed. I can smoke,
Yeah.
How old were you?
I remember.
20?
Oh,
Nah,
Yeah.
that was like after that. I
No,
went to that one, that's
it
why.
was like when Megalomaniac came out, that Light Grenades album.
Yeah.
When that album came out,
Jeez,
that's when it
I
was.
felt like I was older than that because I went to that same show. That was my favorite part when you had the spotlights.
Yeah, and I remember Aqueous Transmission
Yep.
came. No, that
Oh,
was the one before that I went to. He didn't do that on the first one.
Really?
Yeah, that was a
They only
second show.
played- Oh, okay. Fuck. See.
Because he ended with Aqueous Transmission. I was like, how did he know this? Son
you
of a
read
bitch.
your mind.
Ugh.
You have that power.
I was so fried.
Do you remember the first concert you went to?
Yeah, I think it was Hepcat
Oh,
at
nice.
Nimitz Hall. It was, yeah.
Wow.
My sister was probably there.
Yeah.
Hepcat's a cool band.
Hepcat, yeah.
I like tapping into people's minds about bands because like they'll pull shit like that, and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh fuck, I haven't heard of that in such a long
Yeah,
time.
right? Yeah. I was into that whole ska
Ska's
punk
cool.
area.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
Nimitz Hall.
Real Big Fish.
World
Yeah.
Cafe.
What?
Yeah. Saw them at the Polo Field,
Oh yeah.
the Warp Tour.
Yeah, I went to the one with the Vandals.
Oh yeah, I went to that too.
That was cool.
Yeah. Where he whipped his dick out. You saw that?
Yeah. Ah. I didn't pay for this.
This was before you could get canceled for doing some shit like that.
Yeah, I got sty eye the next day.
What?
No,
You were
I'm
that
just
close?
kidding. No. Front row.
Sure, that wasn't a private show for just you.
No, it wasn't actually because I paid the fucking general admission fee. There was no spiked up appreciated charge.
Sounds like a
whatsoever.
good deal.
It's like, oh, these tickets are $210. Why?
For the Warped Tour?
Oh my eye! I'm just kidding. It's the
Oh.
special.
That was a special dick in the eye rate.
This is the pink eye fucking admission.
Includes herpes
I'll
with
fart
every
on your
purchase.
pillow. The Vandals farted on my pillow.
I never went to a lot of concerts. Trying to think.
I wasn't supposed to. Like, I'm sorry, Mom. I lied. I had to lie to go. Since I'm 38 now, I'm gonna come clean. Sorry, Mom. I lied. I wasn't cruising at John's, watching TV. I was fucking at Kalei Ranch. That's statutes of limitations, I believe.
never did shit like that. I never did shit like that.
Good boy, that's why you fuck up.
Probably one of the first concerts I went to was some farm in Waimanalo, and it was like Bamboo Station and
Yup.
something else, and somebody.
I put on that show.
You were there?
Yeah.
Were you guys? Ukunamak was playing?
Yeah. Well,
Probably.
Me,
That was
me
high out of my
my
mind.
my wife really put that show on. Yeah.
I skipped
Really on the
college
farm.
for that.
That is an unreal lineup, man.
Yeah.
And I remember just sitting like between the plants of things and just like fucking stoned out of my mind. I'm like, this is amazing.
Dude, when I lived in California, I went to this one at UCLA, and it had Israel Vibrations. Who was Groundation was there, but I didn't get to see them, and a couple other pretty fucking popular bands. And that was like before my time, where I didn't really recognize all these bands until later on. But now this day, I'm like, fucking Israel Vibrations was there. I got to see them, and like I didn't even get to appreciate them, you know, just like walking through the crowd, hearing it in the background, and like today, I'm like, oh man, I saw them, but I didn't appreciate them. I feel like such a fucking fool, man. So
You
once
never
in
go
a
to that-
lifetime.
The Blue Note, the last time they came.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we had to go. My wife was like, we never know what's gonna happen to them, and
Yeah.
then because they're getting older already. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's like, we gotta go watch them just in case.
It's
Good
practical.
thing we went. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck.
As a fan of reggae and then playing reggae, were there any like venues that you like, oh, I want to play this show, I want to play this festival that you've gotten to play?
Yeah. I've played like Reggae on the River and a lot of cool festivals, honestly, that I've never even heard of that, you know, are
Right.
bigger festivals than I even knew of.
International stuff?
Yeah. You know, like, what?
Sunfest or something?
I never played Songfest, but we played like Summer Jam. No, not Summer Jam. I'm trying to think of I can't remember the name of the.
Here in Hawaii?
Where
No,
was
it
it?
was in France. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
For real?
Yeah.
Nice.
Done a few tours in France and all over Europe. Yeah.
What is a show that you'll always remember, like your most memorable one? Like you're done with the show, or even the next day, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, like that was the best show of my life. Like I'm always gonna remember that.
Man, I'm bad at this. I'm a real live in the now kind of guy. So, but I've played some really amazing shows. Just like the experiences of, you know, just being at those big festivals and getting to be on stage and play in front of a bunch of people. It's,
I totally get that. It's
Yeah.
not that you've forgotten about them or you don't appreciate the experience, but it's just like,
Played
it's
so
done now.
many
Where
good
am I
ones.
now?
Yeah,
You know what
I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm such a critic of myself that it's like every show that I play, I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay, great. On to the next.
On to the
I'm
next.
glad that one's over.
Yeah, you
It's
know.
cool you've been doing it from such a young age that like the crowd doesn't get to you. You know, it's like it's like any old day in the office.
Yeah.
You know, showing up.
Yeah, the
That's
crowds
pretty
are amazing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh man, I could imagine.
What is the biggest crowd or venue you played?
I don't know, like the Woodstock festival in Poland was like, I think like 500,000 people go to that. I don't think we definitely didn't have 500,000 people watching us that day, but there was that's how many people get through that.
Were you guys on the main
festival.
stage for that?
We were on there was 2 stages. We weren't on the main stage, but the second stage that we were on was the biggest stage that I've ever been on.
Yeah.
It was huge.
Fuck, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I have a question for you, Sam, from Mr. Almaderis. What made you cut your dreads?
Oh, okay. Hard hitting questions.
Oh, getting serious now.
He's going straight for the belly, this guy.
Honestly, it was mainly neck problems. Yeah, I was starting to get really bad. Kind of like throwing out your back, if you've ever thrown out your back before. Yeah, and it was my neck, and it was happening multiple times a day, like for a solid couple weeks. Yeah,
Feel a lot better now that you cut it?
yeah,
Yeah.
for
How
sure.
long did you have them?
I hadn't cut my hair for over 20 years. Yeah. So, yeah. It was a hard decision, but you know,
Longevity, my friend.
yeah, exactly. It was my body telling me like, it's time, you know. So
Yeah.
and just not to hold on to anything, and you know, so
I mean, it's the mentality that you carry the spirit with you. It's not, you know, sometimes it's not your hair. You know, I do believe that.
always not your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people like they carry that. and,
It's like the final lesson of non-attachment. Yeah.
yes.
Well, exactly. Like growing the dreadlocks, I felt taught me more about life than most teachers could have taught me, you know. And cutting them off was the biggest lesson of it all. Like,
Mhm.
so it was, yeah. it
During
all-
the grow, what did you learn?
you learn a lot about people, like how they. I that's how I felt anyway. Like how people look at you
Mm-hmm.
and treat you, and you know, it's just you see what people are looking at you, like the outside shell or the people that look at who you are, you know.
True.
So there's people that will choose to work with you, choose to, you know, talk to you or respect you or anything, you know. And there's other people that, you know, don't want to really deal with you, and you can kind of tell that's solely based on like what you look like.
It's like hating me because I'm bald. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
what
exactly.
the fuck, man. It's the same shit.
I'm both. I'm balding and have
Hating
dreads.
anyone for anything, you know.
Right.
So, yeah.
Did you find that like, because the two environments you're in when you're playing music and you're in that area, like I'm sure nobody bats an eye. It's just like regular. Nobody like
Yeah.
everybody treats you the same, right? But then you step outside of that world and you're amongst civilians and just the normies, and like
Well, I mean, that's a different thing too when you're in front of people and you're playing music and they're watching you and they're actually now looking up to you a little bit. So that's even a different, like what the dredge taught me too was like, you know, it has a certain just look and appeal, and people already judge you and think that you're a certain way.
right.
Even if they think highly of you, they're
Stigma.
thinking like, oh, he's this guy that doesn't like make any mistakes or whatever they might think of someone that you really
Right. They
think
have
is just the best
they have an
musician ever, or whoever you think is the greatest at what they do.
Mhm.
But
Solely
then,
because
but then
you
you
have
put the whole
dreads.
look together, and then people start judging you just for that in certain ways. That's what I was feeling
Categorize
too.
So you're saying like there's
Yeah, exactly. Just thinking you already are going to be like this, and already,
Yeah.
you know, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing,
right.
you know, whether they're positively looking at you
Yeah.
or negatively, like,
Or it's like
They're
he
still
has
judging.
dreads. He must do this. even
yeah,
though
he
it's
just
not
must
even-
be this guy and he must do that. And whether you look up to that or you look
Down
like
it.
that's
still bad.
not a
either
good,
way.
you know. Yeah, it just is what it is, and it just teaches you about people, and it kind of teaches you about yourself too, because you're just like everyone else in a lot of those ways.
How are you going to respond to that too, as well? you know?
Exactly, and then how you're able to exactly like hold yourself
Mhm.
in. You know, I've been in positions where it's like everyone's dressed in suits and all, you know, and I'm just this crazy dreadlock guy that should not be in this room, you know, and just, yeah, being able to hold your own and just be confident in who you are and know, like,
That's a good lesson right there.
yeah, exactly, you know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, that taught me a lot. And then just everything that now I think of myself,
Mm-hmm.
cutting it all off, it
Doesn't go away.
it teaches you a whole different way of like looking at yourself too,
Right.
you know. So yeah, that was a huge.
That confidence should translate even though you cut your dreads off. Like, hey, now you're going to look at me in a different stigma without the dreads.
Well, exactly. Yeah,
Same shit
everything,
applies.
Everything.
Right.
Yeah, it's just I'm the same guy.
It's all about judgment and non-judgment.
Yep.
That's crazy. Fuck, 20 years. Damn.
Yeah, that's quite the commitment, man.
Like, I'm sure you hear that kind of shit all the time, those kind of reactions, like, holy shit this, holy shit that. But, like, that's a long time.
It is.
Yeah, if you're gonna do anything, you know, do it.
When you started,
Go hard or go home, man.
when you started, did you have the intent to do it for a certain amount of
Nope.
time, or are you just gonna?
Nope.
Rest of my
Fair
life in your
That's
head.
what
right?
I mean. That's what I mean about not looking back at things. I don't really remember what the favorite show was or
Mm.
a lot of things like that. It's just, and I don't really think about what my next favorite show I'm looking forward to is, because tonight's show that I have
Could be your
might be
best.
the most fun I ever have.
Yeah.
And, for
You can't close the door by only focusing on this or that.
you don't know what's going to happen, especially.
So just take it day by day then.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Be here now, bro.
You know what's crazy? I need to learn to do that shit a lot more.
No, we all could.
It's cool that like we're having this talk right now because in my point in time in life, this is really relevant. So
Yeah.
it's kind of cool hearing it from somebody who just comes on as a guest and it's like, holy fuck, dude! Right now is kind of like where I need it to be. So thanks, man.
Nice.
Holy shit.
You're familiar with Ram Dass?
Yes.
Yeah. You know Ram Dass too, right? Do you have that book? How did you send us that picture? Where did you get that picture from?
I'm gonna sound so shallow right now.
Oh,
Instagram.
oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. Be here now, though. Talks about it. It's hard though.
I was
It's fucking
scrolling, was
hard.
relevant, and got it. Man.
It's hard. We can get into all the reasons why it's hard, but we got any questions on Instagram? Any more
No,
questions?
I was the only one engaged with that.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you.
Every time that guy.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Yeah, man. Fucking, that's a good lesson to learn, and like, with whatever's going on currently, with whoever's situation it is, it's always good to just move on from the next day and the next day. And I tend to fester a little bit. Like that's kind of my personality. Is like I look at yesterday and dude, next thing you know, it's hurting me today. It's affecting today.
Right.
And that I need to get rid of. I need to be like, hey, yo, that was yesterday. Here's today. I mean, some of that problem still might be here today, but I should have a new frame of mind attacking that problem with every day that passes. Fuck yeah, man. Damn, learning shit, dog.
Learning
Thanks,
shit.
guys, thanks.
The guru is guruing.
That's the alpha brain from
Oh.
yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, I learned a lot yesterday.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
Would you do one of those Drumeo videos where it's like you listen to something for the first time and then try to make your own track on it? You ever watch those? You know what those are?
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
You should make one of those. 'Cause yeah, so you playing online, like you should just like do one of those one day. I think that would be cool.
What was that again?
So they have these videos on YouTube on Drumeo where it's like they take a drummer and then they make them listen to a song without the drum track once over, and then next time they play it with their
Oh,
own. So
sick.
they had the guy from Red Hot Chili Peppers doing what the song? Did you see those, Eric?
I can't remember who or what songs they did, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's this like girl. She played a Slipknot. And she never heard it before, and I was like, holy shit! Like that's
Yeah.
like, kinda like fuck. That's not even her style, I think too. It was kind of cool. I'll send it to you. Those are pretty cool.
You know that Chinese instrument, the one that they play.
Sitar.
I
No,
don't
it's
know
not.
what it's called. It's they play it like almost like a steel guitar style.
Oh.
Isn't that every instrument made today? No.
A mandolin? No, it's not a mandolin.
Chinese.
It's almost like a Kyoto kind of deal, but it
I know what
stays in
you're
your
talking
lap.
You can talk about that one.
But she
lady?
plays like
Hip hop
Wu-Tang-
beats.
Yeah,
yeah.
and she just plays with that. I'm like, oh, that's
Fucking
yeah,
Instagram,
I've seen
dude.
that's smooth. Okay. Yeah, man. So tonight, where are you gonna be?
in
For those
Kalei.
live.
What is it called?
Kamakana Ali.
Tacarito La Ranchero.
There you go.
Something like
He's
that.
got it.
That might not be it.
You got
I don't think that's it.
Shout out to them, Taco Tuesdays.
I'm not a good promoter. Sorry. That was.
That's the
You're great.
promoter's job.
You're great. You're
yeah,
great.
that's not your job.
Yeah.
This is gonna come out on next week Tuesday, so too late. You missed it.
Oh, perfect.
But you guys on live. And then how often are you guys playing with? Do you have like a regular set gig with Natty Vibes now?
Not really. The only thing we do have regular is we play at Shorefire every month, every second weekend of the month. We play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They have a weekend concert series,
Oh.
and we play there. Yeah, every second weekend.
and then just kind of filling in the gaps with other gigs here and there.
Yeah, we're flying to Kauai on Saturday to play like a little block fest in, on Kauai.
So when you're at home, is a completely off subject. When you're at home, you ever jam metal still yet?
Not really. No. Yeah.
Do you think it takes away from the reggae direction, or
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I just don't have the
Timing-wise?
time.
oh shit?
I'm like too busy to just be jamming, so I kind of have set things that I need to do, so.
So you actually have like a training criteria of what you need to perform or practice.
I don't really have like a practice routine anymore. I don't really do that, but like just like certain projects that I'm working on and stuff like that. Like I record drums at my house, so people will send me their tracks for their songs, and I'll lay the drums in my house.
Oh wow!
Send them all the microphone tracks.
Holy shit!
And they master
and then
and
they
mix
can
it.
use it in their song, and yeah.
Whoa.
I played a lot of songs on the new Rebel Soldiers album.
Oh yeah.
I played I think like 5 songs on
Shit,
their
man.
album.
I didn't know you could do that.
How many projects are you working on simultaneously, bro?
They come and go. Like
Yeah.
they're like right now I have maybe like 3 different things that I kind of need to work on.
Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
And then preparing for upcoming shows and like practicing sets and shit.
Yeah. Have rehearsal tomorrow. Maybe 2 rehearsals tomorrow. Yeah.
See, people think it's easy. Yeah, you just show up and play the drums. Nah.
Yeah, no, it's a job like anything. If you actually want to make it a job, there's all different ways of playing music.
How do you balance that? It being a job and your love. How do you not let one bleed into the other?
I just try to do what I like doing.
Yeah.
No
No restrictions.
I don't really think about money too much. It's like if you just constantly work at your craft and just keep going, I think I've been doing it for so long that it's like I was really young and started making money and learning how you could do it.
What about just the demand of it, outside of the monetary value of it? Just the demand of like, hey, you have to work on this. You have to the project demanding of you, and like.
Yeah, I mean that's again like
Yeah.
what you want to do. Like I pick things that I like doing. I'm not gonna say yes to something that I feel like I don't think I want to do that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I get it.
So.
Do you say no to a lot of stuff, or do people know what to come to you for?
Yeah,
at this
I
point?
really don't say no to a lot.
Yeah.
Almost not at all. But there's just a few things that maybe I'm just not. I don't feel comfortable myself doing, and I don't really want to get comfortable doing it. Particularly it might be like a genre or something that I'm like, I'm gonna play this one show or something, and then never need to learn this kind of stuff again. I'm not gonna work on all that.
Yeah. Take the
Totally.
time.
Yeah, because it is a lot of time to like listen to the songs, make notes on like what parts come up where and here and there, and then execute it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Man, that's so demanding. Especially, I mean, fucking being a drummer is demanding. I look at the stamina that you guys have to have throughout the entire set. Like you guys are carrying that energy, but you're sustaining that energy over that time. Like,
Yeah.
what helps you deal with that over, like, especially when you're first starting and you're like playing this long gig, you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was what I needed to learn like real quick when I started gigging as a drummer. Because I didn't start gigging as a drummer till about 19. I was about 19 years old, and then I realized how bad my technique was.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I would, I started playing these bar gigs where we play for like 4 hours. You take like a couple breaks and you just play from like 9 to 1. And that taught me like that, wow, your hands and wrists get really tired.
I bet,
after
man.
just like one set, and you have to still do 2 more, and you're like, damn, I gotta do.
What do you do? Like, is there any specific exercises you do? And What about any injuries?
Well, that's what I started doing. Like back then, like I realized like I needed to figure out how to play drums a little better because I was completely just self-taught my whole teenage years. I was in punk bands and hard rock bands and just bashing drums like crazy, you know, and just like I was good, but I had no real technique
Gotcha.
on like how to do this. You know, I was just using all my arms and just wasting all my energy, just
Sweating up a storm, man. That's
exactly. You know,
awesome.
so then when I started playing 4-hour gigs, it's like all this movement that you're doing is not efficient, and you're gonna get really tired.
Do you
doing
guys
that.
actually pace yourself like during the songs? Like, holy shit!
I'm a pretty consistent. Like, I have a pretty consistent pace. I feel like I try to just keep my body in like this same state no matter what, you know.
Right.
So even when you get a little louder and faster, you should still be just as relaxed, you know, or maybe even more relaxed when it comes to that stuff.
No shit, huh?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's like next level fucking. Because you see people like up there just going at it, and it never dawns on you like, holy shit, he's been doing this for an hour already. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, how are they doing that?
Drummer works the hardest, though.
They do, man. They do.
Yeah, but with the right technique, then it's like kind of, I'm really not.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm just like I could really play. We do play for like 2 hours or longer, and I could still play for another hour if I needed to.
Holy
you know?
shit, man.
It's not like a. You try to make it as least of a
Exertion as
physical
possible.
thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be as efficient with your movement, and let the sticks do the work.
So condition-wise, it's all practice-based. Then it's just
Yeah, I mean, originally that's what it was. I really don't practice too much lately because it's just time and there's just a lot of things to do. There's a lot of gigs and a lot of projects.
dope, man. That's
And-
crazy. That's nuts.
So
You've been in the game, what, 20 plus years?
yeah, I'm
Phew.
40 now, so 19.
No injuries, no nothing, no.
No, my
Wow.
only injuries are from Muay Thai that I.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
My hands are important. I'm gonna need these.
yeah. That's
Double
it.
wrap.
That's the only thing I've.
Damn, that's crazy, man. So, burning question, the one that we ask everybody:
Oh,
first time smoking weed, getting high. What's the story behind
tell
that?
us a story of a young Sam.
I would say I was probably like 13 or 14. Yeah. I always had friends that were way older than me because I was good at playing music
Right.
at a young age. So my friends were like these older.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends were about 16, 17
Okay.
when I was 13. So, you know, they were all kind of already into smoking and doing these things. So I started with them
Mm-hmm.
and just didn't really barely smoked at 13, 14. That was really not too much. But then, yeah, later in the teenage years, I started.
Any pivotal moment that you like, the first memory of you actually getting stoned, and like what happened? Where were you, and what were you guys doing?
I mean, honestly, the one time that I did feel like that was when I was actually home by myself.
Okay.
You know, everyone left the house, and I
Mhm.
went outside and smoked by myself for the first time.
Okay.
Because, you know, before you're always
With people.
whoever has it. Because you know, at 13 or 14, I don't, you
Right.
know, I'm not buying it. You know, so
So mom and them are out of the house.
yeah, and that was like, and then I just had like a little thing in myself and just did my, you know, and I remember coming back in the house and being like, "Oh, you're high," and you're just like I was just by myself because normally
No one to
you're
talk
with,
to but yourself.
you're with your friends and you're just kind of like forgetting maybe that you're like, I don't know. When I was young, like I didn't really, like the first time I smoked, I didn't really feel high.
Right.
I don't know. I
Right.
definitely was. Like
Mhm.
I stayed up all night, you know, just being
Cruising with the
high, but
homies,
like
right.
yeah, I just it stimulated me so much, you know, at the
Right.
time. It was but I didn't think that I didn't feel high, you know.
You
It
didn't
was-
like have the self affirmation like, holy shit. I'm
Yeah,
high.
like yeah, exactly.
Right,
But
right.
it was like looking back at it now, I was like, no, you stayed up listening to music all night with your friends, like
You're high.
you were totally like, yeah.
So you went in the
Super
house
high.
and like, what was going through your head? Like,
No, I just remember at that point just being by myself and just really feeling it, just
yeah.
all by myself.
Did you go straight to the fridge or?
You know, I never really got the munchies too much.
Yeah?
I was never a huge munchie guy.
Lucky guy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mine's just sweets. That's my fucking kryptonite. Like, for some reason,
Yeah.
I
I love sweets
gravitate-
too.
Oh my god.
I mean, the thing about weed I always felt was it just enhances whatever you're already feeling.
hmm
So if you're hungry, it's like, yeah, you smoke some weed, you're gonna be hungry.
God damn it, I'm always
You're
hungry.
gonna be
Shit.
very hungry. Yeah. So it kind of like however you're already feeling, then it's just like kind of enhances that
right, right,
feeling.
right. It
That's-
exaggerates my hunger.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm always hungry too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer finger foods. I like the fucking. I like
Oh, yeah?
munchies. Yeah. Anyway. And you're vegan, yeah?
Yeah.
You're vegan. What's that? How long have you been vegan?
For I don't know. I'm not really sure when that happened either. It's not something I really pay attention to.
Right. Be here now.
Right.
But yeah.
Can't ask you anything. Shit. I don't know.
So with that diet sense, is it pretty much like you guys have a cuisine like?
Well, I mean, honestly, I'll just let you guys know now. I have been eating more fish and eggs lately, so
Dope.
I have been vegan for a very long time. But
Yeah.
yeah, just very recently. it's
How does that
changed
change
to
in your diet? What do you feel differently when you start incorporating that?
I honestly feel like I do have more energy for
Mhm.
myself, and that's kind of the main thing
Mhm.
for personally. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was feeling like I was just lacking something,
Mhm.
and I've been lately thinking a lot about just not. I don't like if you get like some supplement
Mhm.
of something that you're not getting because you're not eating
right.
I'd rather just
Eat
I,
it.
I think it's a more natural way, even if you don't think, however your views on
Yeah.
that is like, I think it's more natural.
It's really sustainable, for
Yeah.
for everybody. Like eggs is just a byproduct, in my opinion, and it's a good protein source.
Yeah.
But like people that choose that lifestyle of vegetarian, vegan, I mean, always ask them how they feel before and after. Some people can acclimate to it perfectly fine, and it's their everyday, thing. But like for me, if I did that, I'd feel like fucking duty. You know what I mean? We're in our day and age, we're so oversaturated with the high protein diet, and we don't realize that like we're just consuming way too much density of protein, and we should never be doing that. So I'm trying to incorporate it, into our diet, especially the girls into diets, is like just eat more veggies, just go in that direction. But fuck, man, like thank God for protein, and like people coming around to like, okay, it does make me feel a little bit different, like whatever you guys choose. But it's cool that you acknowledge that protein in your diet or incorporating did make you give it a little bit more energy and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too, of just not, taking any judgment on anything,
No.
like not having to be a certain way
Mm-hmm.
or anything, just feeling what I felt and
Yeah.
and doing what I feel, not.
It trips me out, like guys like Yancey, who's training a lot throughout
Mhm.
the day, and he's training with the Diaz guys that burns a lot of calories, during the marathons and shit, and they're 100% vegan. It's
Yeah.
like you think about the protein and like all that calories. Like, how are you guys doing that? How are they able to sustain?
Supplements.
Yeah, I would
Some
think
of it,
so.
I'm
yeah.
sure.
I mean, everyone's just
natural.
different, you know. And depending on even how long you've been doing it for, your body adapts to certain things and changes, and you know,
Right.
your body is constantly evolving and changing. So you
Mhm.
can't really say what's good for you today is going to be good for you down the road.
Totally.
You know.
And age plays a big factor in metabolism and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And a lot of this stuff you don't even realize till 10 years down the line or whatever, you know.
Right.
So it's you
Right,
could be doing something that you don't even, you know. And everybody's body's different, so
100%.
it's like you process things differently, and some people can't eat certain things at all because they're allergic to them or whatever.
Totally.
You know, so it's just like some things are great for some people, some things are great for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and everything can work.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You just
Well, I like to see the kids adopting that mentality, like,
Yeah.
but more so like the healthy mentality that people are having, you know, that different frame of mind that our food is the medicine. You know, I see, and I'm a little judgmental. I'll be fucking completely guilty when I see kids eating like fucking McDonald's and like I see them stuffing their face. You know, like I'm sorry, I kind of feel like bad for the kids because like they don't know any better. It tastes good, you know. They fall into that. And it's hurting the children, you know what I mean? It's hurting
Yeah.
them. And, I mean, the parents, they probably can't afford freshly organic, you know, from Whole Foods. That
Exactly.
shit's expensive. I get it. But then I'm kind of like, fuck, you know, like, damn, I wish there was more readily available, cheap produce. And even training the kids to resort to that instead of, like, fresh stuff instead of fucking fast food and, like, instant gratification, you know?
right.
What's it, Eric? Sorry?
No, I was gonna say it seems like it's planned or something. The way they subsidize all these foods that are bad for you, they could in turn subsidize healthy options and go that way.
It'll be easier to subsidize healthier options because, like, I mean, you can go down to Mililani and see all the fruit trees just on the sidewalk, just hanging over people's lots.
Right.
Like, that's just food there in a small lot, you know? There should be, like how we were talking about this podcast over and over again, like, incentives for people to grow food and to be self-sustainable, you know? Any surplus then should be sold to the public. Like, that's how I see it. If everyone did a little bit, in Hawaii, we would be well off, you know? At least a little change towards a diet for our kids at the very least.
Yep.
What do you think?
I agree. But I'm guilty. Like, I eat fast food. My kids eat fast food. Fuck it.
I'm not trying to judge you or anything,
I
but
know.
I just feel bad sometimes when I see, like, kids doing that kind of
I know,
stuff.
but you're making me feel judgmental towards myself.
Don't-
Which I do from time to time, but like, fuck, like you said, it's what we can afford, and when we
Mhm.
can get store-bought groceries, it's, you know, I mean, we're still buying the cheap shit, which probably isn't good for you either, but fuck, I gotta fucking pay bills and shit. Fuck you for judging me, man. God damn it.
I'm not judging you, dude. I'm just saying that's a struggle that we live in with Hawaii. You know, it's
Yeah, the cost of living is so goddamn high here.
Well, it's that, and it's like our time. We don't have time. We're working, right? You got to work to pay the bills. You got to survive. So, upon the hustle and bustle of an everyday, your ordinary Joe, you don't have time to sit down, go to the grocery store, grab all the freshest ingredients, and cook a dinner, and do that every fucking day. It's impossible nowadays. You know, the people that's able to do that are really blessed people, and I think
That's true.
that should be taught more as a normal thing. Is, you know, food sustainability, man. That should be in our fucking elementary curriculum.
There's some, like, we talked about it before, like Hawaiian charter schools that are doing that kind of stuff, teaching Hawaiian practices, which in
Totally.
turn are sustainable practices, you know?
Yep.
But you got to look for it, and you got to find them and then send your kids there.
And that's crazy that we have to look for that. And I think we talked about that too. Like, that was the
Yeah.
response. It's crazy that we have to look for that. That's like a no-brainer for everybody, you know, like health, it should be number one in our children's lives. So that should be readily available. If we were just growing food for the fucking public school charter just to put in their meals, I mean, that's a big impact right there and then.
Well, yeah, that would be nice.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it, everybody.
How you going to make it happen, Guru?
I don't know, man. Let's sit down and talk about it. First step's the best step, man. I don't tune in.
Like Al.
Oh,
Al
there you go.
Maderos to Wine I don't know. Why is he running for shit? My bad, dude. Fail.
Just vote for Al.
Yeah. Whatever Al does, just vote for Al. Al's got your back.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
He's got the people of Hawaii's back. All right. Any other questions?
No, man.
How long have we been going for, Mike?
1 hour.
Solid
1 hour?
Yeah. Solid hour.
Cool. Should we keep going?
It's up to you, man. I know you got a gig going, so yeah. Just want to buy the brother some time and make sure he
Yeah.
gets everything. Don't want to have you rushing out of here.
6:30.
Yeah. When's your gig?
9.
Oh.
okay.
9.
We got a fan back there.
Oh,
She knows
shit.
what's up.
She Googled it already.
Shout out to Moon Rabbit for always keeping the calendar on lock.
Hell yeah.
Should manage our guest calendar for us.
Oh, she just stare like you better do them.
Telling you now. I know you say you don't have a lot of time to just play what you want to, but if you did just come across like an hour or two of like, oh, I got nothing to do, I'm just gonna play for myself, what would you play?
Good question.
And don't say, oh, I'd practice something else that I have to work on. Like, what would you like? What would you turn on and just like jam?
I don't know. I've never really jammed with. Well, I used to jam to songs when I was younger, but yeah, once I started playing like professionally, it just kind of became like learning songs and just having to play all the different sets that you're playing with whatever band you're playing in, and just like doing that all the time, and that's just. Yeah, I would probably just try to create something. That's.
Yeah. But are you playing to a backing track, or are you just like playing?
I usually will make the track too.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll just make like play the bass and
It's like
play
your
the
own.
guitar.
So you're playing to your own songs, basically.
Yeah, I'm playing my
Yeah.
own.
With
creations.
the local music evolving, do you notice your style evolving as well?
I always kind of see my style evolving. Like
Yeah.
things kind of come and go.
Mm.
Like that's what I've noticed. Like certain things that I like to do, and yeah, like I kind of get into something, and I don't know. Yeah, it's interesting how I just
You change the flavor up a little bit every single time.
where it's just like you kind of start getting sick of maybe something you do all the time, and you start feeling something else, or you start figuring something else out, or something. Just
Killer.
different colors here and there, and
Is that part of making it fresh and just keeping you?
yeah, and
yourself
sometimes it just
engaged?
naturally happens. Sometimes you kind of make a mistake, and you
Mm.
go, "Oh, that was kind of cool. I'm gonna work on doing that more."
Killer.
Like all kinds of. I don't really think about it too much. It's like just play, and like that's like you just practice a bunch of different. Like what I do is just practice a bunch of different rudiments and patterns
Mm-hmm.
between your hands and your feet, and then try to just break those up,
Mm-hmm.
make them, and just as you're thinking about what you want to break, you just instantly do that,
Holy shit!
and that's how you kind of start. And there's just a bunch of different variations on how you would different aspects of music and dynamics, and
Is it kind of like learning scales on the guitar? Like you learn different patterns with your drums?
yeah,
Yeah.
sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So like jazz, blues has their own certain patterns, and then roots kind of has their own. And like,
Well, with drums, there's rhythms, right? So
Uh-huh.
you have like just different sets of time,
Mhm.
So you kind of have this one loop going over and over again.
Okay.
And depending on what your like time signature your song is in, it's going to count that many times over and over again,
Okay.
right? So most songs are in 4/4.
Yes.
So you're just going to have 4 counts, loop it 1 2 3 4 1 2.
That's what that metronome is for, right?
Exactly, and
Okay.
whatever time you set that to, it's going to just stay going that time. It's a clock,
Uh huh.
right? So if your clock, the seconds went faster,
You gotta speed up.
you wouldn't be able to tell time if it like went fast and slow and fast and
Right.
So 60 seconds needs to happen exactly the same, and that's
Huh.
the same as like playing drums.
Got you.
If you want it 60 beats per minute, It got to stay like that. If you want it 70, it needs to stay there
forever throughout the song.
Yeah, that's.
Even if the song slows down.
I mean, if
essentially
you,
still
unless your
has
song
that.
has like specific things that are we're going to slow down here. Like you can do, all rules are meant to be broken with art, right? So
Right.
you can just
That's interesting.
you have rules, but if your creative thing is to slow down, then
and you got to break these
slow it
rules to actually still keep it sounding good.
yeah.
right?
And even bands that do like speed up and slow down in their set, like if they all do it together and that's what it sounds like that's what it sounds like. And that might be the great thing about what they sound like. You don't even notice it, that's what makes you like them so much. It's just like subtle things that make it sound like them.
Nice.
Because everyone plays the same notes, everyone has the same,
Yeah.
but
That's,
just the things they come up with and the way they play it, it's like,
Holy
oh,
shit.
you guys have that sound.
It's crazy. Like a drummer, I believe, in the whole band's dynamic is the one that's able to break down the music the best or give you the best explanation of the music, right? So like talking to you and like hearing what you just talked about, I'm sure like drummers are pretty keen to that. But like for me that don't know shit, it allows me like, holy fuck, that there's such a crazy structure that everyone starts off with, and it's that metronome that kind of starts and you talk to like Elijah that was here. He's like, oh, I usually build music off the melody, not the beats or the lyrics, right? So it's like each artist has their own way of starting the song and like formulating the whole entire song itself based on one root, right? So like hearing you saying that, like, okay, you got this basic time, you got everybody has this criteria, but is what you do with this art and how you paint it is actually what gives you your unique style,
Yeah.
That's fucking dope, man. And I like talking like this and like having people like just dip into your mind a little bit and how you see your art and how you're expressing your art and like what rules you follow with your art, what fucking, you know what I mean, like all of that stuff, what gives you inspiration for your art. It's good hearing all these different guests that come on and hearing like your 2 cents on music and how you come to be, that's fucking pretty damn dope. I'm learning a lot here, man. It's
Nice.
awesome. Yeah. Just as a music fan, you can dissect tracks a little bit more better now, and you can kind of listen to, listen for what you're talking about and just the tracks that we listen to everyday life and just appreciate it a little bit more.
Now you're gonna start listening to music and only listening to the drums.
I've been doing that because I love music, right? So I can isolate the drums in my head and be like, oh, that was fucking cool what he did. But like how you're saying, like the flavor of the change and like he probably will never play that the same.
Yeah.
Different set, it'll probably sound completely different. But the same 4/4, might apply to that song.
Yeah, definitely. All the elements are there, but how you're feeling that day and sometimes you feel like doing it, you just come up instantly with like a idea and you might just
It works. Holy
execute
shit.
that idea, and it might be awesome, could be awesome, could fail too.
Right.
It's all part of learning.
Right.
Just gotta try to figure out how to fit it into the different time signatures so that way you can use it in different songs, faster or slower, right? Because different fills can be used like over different things, right?
Don't ask me, man. I'm a fan here looking in.
Isn't that true? Like I see this one guy and he like shows you how to do a fill and he shows it at all these different beats per minute and how it sounds. I mean, the goal is to be able to play it faster for different songs, but like, oh, you play that slow and break that up into this parts, right? And like use that and I'll figure out how that can fit in maybe a little faster, but just that one part. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not a drummer. I know how to play the drums a little, but
It's cool talking that
I like
language,
watching drum
though.
videos. That's why I like this. I liked when you fucking were uploading like full drum cam, like full sets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I fucking
was
like that shit. I would just put it on and just like watch it and like let it play while I'm at work and like oh fuck.
Oh, nice. I gotta get back into that.
You should. That like starts my morning and shit. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
shit, Sam posted what?
Nice.
And I'll just let it ring. It's like, oh, go for it, dude.
Yeah.
Like for me as a fan of music, but also as a fan of drummers, like when I see a live show, I watch the drummer. You might have seen me just staring at you sometimes, just not being weird. It's just like I'm just watching because I'm
As
like,
long as you're not breathing
I'm
heavy.
fascinated by like how the mechanics of it work and how like people make it look so easy. And it's like, what the fuck did he
Yeah.
just do? Holy shit! And like to have the drum camera, it's like, bro, that's cool. You can see it up close.
Nice.
I like that shit.
I like it how like it looks like you're gonna miss timing, but it's not. I'm like, oh yeah, dude.
Do I do that?
Yeah, it's like like you're playing in slow mo, but then you hear the song, it's like it's perfect. And I was
I
like,
think that's
oh.
just like the efficiency of movement I'm talking about.
Yeah,
so
totally.
it doesn't. I'm moving kind of at half the speed that I need. Like,
But the sticks
need to
are
be- yeah.
hitting it perfect
Yeah.
timing.
How much of it is like the notes you don't play or the things you don't hit? Like,
Oh yeah, space is
yeah,
is
letting it
my
breathe.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do
Nice.
less as a drummer, right? Just let it just keep it simple for now.
That's
Let-
kind of my
Let it breathe.
that's my motto.
Yeah.
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 I think the less you stay out of the way, because everybody is up there playing too. So it's
Yeah.
like they all want to do their licks and their things here and there too. When it's their time. So let everyone do their thing and just help them out with the energy. That's what drums really kind of do for me, is like it's the energy of the song. So you can build it real big or you can play it real soft, and that's our main job. So just try not to get too crazy.
Crazy. Drums
Yeah.
are the most important.
Yeah. As a
I'll say
drummer,
it. I'll say it.
as a drummer, do you catch yourself beatboxing a lot more?
I never really beatbox, but I do tap on things like unconsciously.
Do you do the pen?
No, I just it's just that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
On your steering wheel while driving.
Constantly. Yes.
It must
Practicing.
sound so dope too, because everything's on timing. Like, damn, dude, do it again.
You're driving with somebody and just breaking lettuce because you're playing drums on the brake with your foot. Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's sick, bro. Like, you seen that one kid on Instagram, and he had this fucking drum solo he did with the pens and the tape dispenser.
Oh yeah.
That was so sick, man.
Yeah.
Like, just to sit there and
like that with it.
like the speed that he was going with the fucking pens is like, if I was a teacher, I'd be tripping right now.
Right.
Shit went viral.
PTSD. Stop tapping.
Were you like that in school, just constantly tapping? All right.
I mean, when I was homeschooled, like from 5th grade was my last grade in school, and then I was homeschooled for the rest of the time. So that whole time was pretty much when I started playing music and doing all that. So I was just home doing that in my room by myself.
So you had the outlet.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I had my instruments too. So
Yeah.
at the time I was playing guitar, and then I started playing bass, and then the drums came a little later.
Sick.
Other than the gigs you did with your brother, what was the first band you played with?
After that, that was when I was playing bass, and those were those friends that were like 16, 17. They were older than me,
Yeah.
and we started hanging out basically because they heard I could play bass and they wanted a bass player in their band. So I went and practiced with them one day and hit it off, played well. And they, yeah.
You impressed them. What was the band? What was the band name?
Man, I don't even know if we had a band name. We were just little groms. Just,
Garage band.
yeah, we were just listening to Rage Against the Machine and Sublime and
Yeah.
just trying to come up with our own stuff similar to that.
What was the
merger.
first band that has a name that you can remember?
You're trying to fish for something there.
We
Because people watching that know, and we're like, I remember them from, I remember seeing them from blah, 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 at Board
that-
Riders in Kailua.
that'd be crazy if you saw Plural.
Plural.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was my
Deep cut.
very deep cut. Very deep cut.
What kind of
yeah.
music was it?
It was very it was like rock and just kind of a fusion of like a lot of things. We were inspired by I think like Rage Against the Machine and like Incubus and 311
Mm-hmm.
and then reggae too. We were all like influenced by like Steel Pulse and Bob Marley. And
It's like kind of like surf rock or like skate rock kind of shit you'd see on a surf video or a skate video.
Yeah, we were into all kinds of stuff like that, like Radiohead and Tool and like a bunch of different bands. And then we were all into hip hop too. We listened to like a lot of hip hop stuff too. Like, so yeah, we played a lot. We would kind of just combine a lot of different styles. We'd play like a rock song and it would go into like a reggae vibe thing, and then we'd end with some crazy fusion-y sounding stuff. It's we were a weird band. Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's what you want to be.
But it was like the first time I would say I was like really creative, like creating drum parts for like certain songs that we were like working out parts to do, and you know, and like the guys that I was playing with were real creative on their instruments, and we had, you know, at the time for me it was like, man, we're gonna be something. You know, we're huge.
MTV, here we
we're
go.
gonna be huge. Yeah, but yeah, you know, life goes on, and you know, people just get older.
Yeah. It's hard when you're a young band that has, you know, you have free time, and now you gotta like grow up. I hate to say it, but like you grow up, you have to get a job now. Can't practice. You're like, I cannot do gigs and all this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
It happens. But people like you, they stick it out. And like, did you feel like this was the career? Like this is the path you wanted to go down to be like a musician, or?
I definitely knew from a young age like you could get paid, because I was already getting paid at 10. Like I had gigs that I would come home with $100, $200 at 10. You know. And so I was pretty convinced like you could do this.
Yeah.
You know. And I always like, I started working when I was 15 and just worked to basically buy a drum set. That was my first goal.
Cool.
Because I joined a band as a drummer. That was that Plural band. I joined them to be their drummer without having a drum set or anything. Yeah, I was actually playing on the back of an acoustic guitar.
Nice.
While they played their riffs, like our bass player and guitar player played their riffs for me. First, they were playing to a drum machine, and then they stopped the drum machine, and I started just playing on the back of a acoustic guitar. And after that, like they're like, "Yeah, you
got it.
You need to be our drummer, and you need to get a drum set now."
They saw the potential.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of like a cajon, I guess.
Yeah, basically.
Before the Cajones was there.
Basically, yeah.
When did you start like doing that kind of stuff, like percussion and like cajon and other hand percussions?
I started working at a music shop at Hawaii Music Supply, and started playing a lot of like the hand drums that they had there just for fun and stuff. But it was really when I got asked to play with Mike. Mike asked me to play with him for an acoustic set,
Sets.
and yeah, just bought a cajon, started playing the sets with him on a cajon, just figuring it out on stage. Really,
I was gonna ask, was it easy to transition from that? Like,
for me, yeah.
translating?
I mean, it's just now you're just using your hands. You're not
Yeah.
using your foot,
Mhm.
and it's kind of simpler a little in ways. There's techniques and stuff that are definitely very advanced that I'm not very well at doing, but yeah, I mean, as far as just like playing the beats you want to play and learning some fills that you can do with your hands and stuff, it's like, yeah, it's fun.
Doesn't have to sound exactly like the track as long as you're keeping
You
the
just
pace.
you
and,
do what you can do. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you do as much as your hands can
Yeah.
do. That's
I like
what I prefer.
acoustic versions of shit though.
yeah.
I always listen to like the Alice in Chains acoustic
Like the
set.
unplugged.
Yeah, that was a really good one, man.
Yeah.
Like, they were really vibing that day, and it sounds really, really fucking good. In fact, I take that over the album. I hate to say it. Like, album's real heavy, and I like the way that sounds, but the way that acoustic it was a perfect match. Even like Dave Matthews. Like, I'm not a big Dave Matthews fan, but that acoustic set he did with that other guitar player, that was really fucking good, and like that made me more of a
Yeah.
Dave Matthews
Tim
fan.
Reynolds, yeah.
Tim Reynolds.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know, I love that.
It was nice,
that,
man.
yeah.
That was a good one.
I like a lot of like punk rock acoustics versions. Like there's this whole like albums from Tony Sly and what's his name? I don't know, some other dude, but they were like the lead singers of I don't remember. A couple punk rock bands like No Use for a Name and like those lead singers, and they did acoustic versions. They kind of had their acoustic solo ventures, but like to hear just the soul in these lyrics of these otherwise kind of obnoxious punk rock songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unless you're a fan of punk rock, it's kind of abrasive and jarring, but like, damn, these guys could actually write, and they had like feelings and shit. And it's like, damn, dude, you
Yeah.
just got to hear it in the right context.
Right.
And that's what I was thinking. You know how like you were talking about how music has like feelings and stuff like that, can take you places and stuff, and it's like. Punk rock music actually is kind of depressing, and like if you listen to it when you're in the right mood, it can actually make you feel worse. It's kind of emo sometimes. It's like, holy shit, these guys, so sad.
Yeah, they're angry.
I feel bad for these guys. Damn. Yeah, something I always fall back onto is like punk rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
love
that way
it.
too. I'm a big Tool fan. Like I love James Maynard Keenan, everything about that guy.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like, since they like '92, I was like second grade. I remember like hearing them like it was on a surf video, and I was like, holy shit, who is this? Oh my god! And then my sister's boyfriend at the time was like, oh, that's Tool. Oh my god! And fucking went searching for that tape cassette and make sure my mom didn't see me buy it because she's like super against that. She thinks it's like the devil. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah, but oh my god.
I was like the opposite of you. I think I remember seeing their video or something and hearing one of their songs, and I actually wasn't very into them when I first heard that. I think it was like Stink Fist or something.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And for some reason at the time I was just not vibing on it.
Was that the one that the clay dummy, the claymation?
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember
I'm
all
still
that.
not really into Tool.
Yeah, but you should be. No.
I should check it out.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do that. I will on your guys' recommendation.
As a drummer, you should.
It made
Yeah.
me like Alex
Yeah.
Gray too.
Oh yeah,
And the
yeah. His art.
that
Yeah.
had it like it made me like dive into the wormhole of Alex Gray, and fuck man, those guys are intricate thinkers. Like you don't really see much people walking the earth that think like those guys, man.
Yep.
Like I know there is the association because like he does the artwork for their albums. But is that it? Is that
That's it.
Yeah.
that's it? Oh.
They have a good relationship. I believe the guitar player is like an animatronics. He works for Hollywood and shit. He does all the fucking like.
Well, he used to. Yeah.
He used to, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he's like, that's how him and Alex Gray had a good relationship. And James is just the fucking man. There's this one on YouTube. It's in '94. They did a live at a nightclub, and that was the craziest performance because he was so in his part. And it was like a nightclub, so it was jam packed with people, right? But he was singing all the good songs and like really into what he was singing. And it fucking gives me chicken skin watching that, man.
Oh, we got a question on Instagram Live from the Moon Rabbit. From a far off star. She asks, in what manner has becoming a father positively influenced your music?
Manner has become
All
And
these
then she asked it
hard-hitting
again. She's
questions.
super aggressive. She asked it twice, so you better answer. She's getting mad.
Must she come downstairs?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just influences everything when you have a child. Changes everything, makes everything not about yourself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to care for something that's someone that's not that's not you, you know. So really I've always felt that responsibility to just be there and always just, you know, do whatever you have to do to keep her healthy and safe and all that. It just changes your whole life, you know. So your music, it just makes you appreciate everything more, you know. You appreciate the time you get to then play music because you know you can't be playing it as much as you could when you have a daughter. You
Right.
have to start working more. You have to start, you know, providing doing all that stuff, and the music just kind of becomes a thing you get to do here and
Right.
there. But luckily, I'm able to like turn it into what I do for a living. So
Mhm.
it's like
Yep.
you get to, you know, every time you get to play music, it's just, you know, you're so grateful for it. It makes all that experience just better.
You're
So
doing what you love for a living.
yeah, you know, so that's just the inspiration, and you know, it's just life. There's always so much going on, and having a child is pretty amazing, you know, changes your life.
The motivational aspect about being a father is like it makes things easier and like a no-brainer. Oh, you got to do this. Like, psh, okay,
Right.
no big deal. You know, it's like being a dad is fucking probably the easiest and hardest job in the world, but at the same time, it's like fuck. I look back and it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing that. You know?
Right.
It's not an if or anything else other than that. Bing.
Jesus. Every time.
Every time, man.
Oh, you got it framed up nicely in the Instagram live. Good job.
Shout out to this mount. I'm gonna give her a little seat belt so she doesn't unwind.
What you need? What you looking for?
Glue? Is the glue up there?
Glue?
Yeah.
What you looking for? Elmer's glue?
No, there's a all natural glue. It's okay. You're fine.
Called your spit. Oh God! All right. After this one, we're gonna wrap it up with Smoke It Fast.
Yep.
Do you normally get super high before you play gigs?
I mean, I don't know about super high, but I get high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you smoke? Is it kind of just like not really like? I don't know how to ask this question. Like, are you an everyday smoker so that way it's kind of like you're steady? You don't really like.
You know, yeah, I have been for a long time like that, but recently I've actually kind of cut down, not
Mhm.
consciously, just, I don't know.
Circumstance, happenstance.
Just things have changed. I feel a little, like I said earlier about, you know, the diet. It's
Mhm.
like things just feel a little different, and, you know, smoking is like, I still enjoy it here and there, but it's been a lot less than it has been in the past.
I think that's what age too, yeah. Like, you get life catching you up. You got
I mean,
priorities.
I don't know. I know a lot of guys way older than me that are like
Yeah.
still smoking tough, you know. But like I said, is everybody's different. Everybody's body's different. You change differently at different ages too.
Mhm.
So it's like,
I catch it not on my mind as much anymore. As I get older, I'm just like, I have these things I have to do in life,
yeah,
and then I can smoke. So
Yeah.
like, waking up in the morning and waking and baking, like that used to be fucking cool for me.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of like, fuck, if I do that, my morning's gonna be that much harder to get going. You know. It's like,
and just having the contrast too of actually feeling high
yeah.
when you get high, you know,
Right.
instead of just being in that state
Always 24/7.
constantly, you know.
Yeah, being ritualistic about it too kind of helps.
Yeah, for sure.
Having a designated time and you know, like, I want to get high and enjoy being high. I don't
Yeah.
want to get high and stress out. It kind of defeats the purpose of smoking and all
Yeah.
altogether.
Right.
Should be a reason for sure.
Do you do like edibles or any other kind of non-smoking methods?
Not really. I'm not really too much into edibles. I'll just do if I want to go to sleep.
Mm.
Like, honestly, if I feel like I need a
Like
good,
an adult.
if I feel like I need a good sleep, I'll take a couple edibles and just.
A lot of people are doing
Go
it in
down.
that sense, which I think is a really good thing because
I think that's
it's
the application for it.
yeah, it's being
Yeah.
used as like a medicine in a way. Like you're helping the positive statistics of people who just use it for beneficial reasons.
That's the most therapeutic, I think, is like when you're able to stay at home and like just eat your edible and allow it to do its thing and fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then you wake up like, oh, guilt free, right? Everything was accomplished. I got to go get super blasted, fall asleep nicely and wake up refreshed. You did exactly what it was intended to do medicinally, you know.
Super blasted?
I mean, for me, like,
Oh,
I like
yeah.
to fucking forget my name if I'm eating edibles, you know. Like,
So when they wake you up to figure out how your house burned down in the middle of the night, you'd be like, my name's Kalei.
yeah, I'm like that lady that was sleepwalking. Did I show you guys that, Mike?
I used to like to
Yeah, you
get
sent down
super high off edibles,
Super
but I
fake.
don't like it anymore.
What is that?
Getting super high off edibles.
There's a time and a place for it, I believe. I think if you do it and go jump behind a wheel, I think that's kind of irresponsible. But if you're
Yeah.
fucking at home and, like, especially when I hurt my back, that's when I kind of eat edibles. Like, if I throw out my back, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to eat edibles, get off my feet, and just allow my body to heal, right? And it's like, that's the perfect recovery medicine is edibles, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you can just be laid up.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good edibles, though.
In what manner?
Strong ones.
Holla at your boy.
I mean, I don't want to buy a pack of 10 that's 100 milligrams for the whole package. Just give me, like, one that's 100. What the hell happened over here, bro? You rode over the cord?
Got it.
I know, but that means you rolled over it. It's not good. Yikes.
So that one has GMO, pineapple fields, and Oreos in that bad boy. The trifecta.
Multi-pack.
What is that?
Does that matter to you
Multi-pack.
now that you... I mean, do you care about, like, strain names and
Yeah.
keep up on that kind of stuff?
I mean, I'm interested. I wouldn't say I care,
Uh-huh.
but I'm interested. Yeah, like it's like you could tell me it's any strain, and I'll smoke it, and I'll believe you. You know,
Right.
I'm not gonna. I can maybe tell like a couple, like by taste, or, but
And you have no reason to doubt the person who's
I'm not
telling
that.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, every plant is so different too. So someone that grows it here, someone that grows it there, it's like
Completely different.
it could taste completely different, look completely different.
Yep.
You know, so it's like, to me, is it
Plant.
good?
Mhm.
Like, does it, how does it taste? How does it feel? Like
Yeah.
all that stuff. So it's
Totally.
like, but I get the name. The
Mhm.
name is like where it comes from, or So
It's a little marker to,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
give it little creoles of its genetics, but yeah, it's like I like the way you look at it too. It's real simplistic. It's like, okay, do I like it or do I not like it?
exactly.
Black and white, right?
Yep. How does it taste? How does it make you
Totally.
feel?
And like for me, that like I'm a real strain dork. I love strains
Yeah.
because I like the story that comes with the strain, right?
Mm-hmm.
The product is nice and everything, but what's most important is like the intent of how you grow. Is it foreign synthetic stuff that you're putting into it that will give you later on health ramifications, right?
Totally.
The difference between recreation and medicinal. So that's the intent behind growing, and that's what I try and focus on. Is like, I ain't spraying shit on my plants. My soil is living. It's the way it's intended on being. So I'm not manipulating anything at all. That's just the rule that I gotta abide by as a grower.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
A lot of produce companies are just fucking snake oil to everybody and poison and shit like that. And this is like my one way of controlling what I put into my body.
It's one thing you can actually have. I mean, there's many ways, but it's one you have control over. And then you can pay that forward to other people who trust and look up to the guru.
Kalei.
The guru.
That's not my name, folks. Yeah, it's just the intent. A lot of convolution with money comes along with medicine, and sacred plant, man, shouldn't be bastardized like that.
We're talking about like the rec side of it.
Not only rec, I mean just the mentality behind it, right?
The way
It's
the medical
intention,
places market them like it's rec.
just the intention behind it. Let's go backwards and let's talk about like the actual intent behind touching the plant. Like, is your intent to make money, is your intent, like, of course, yeah, every farmer needs to go and try and make some sort of capital, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is your capital to survive, or is your capital to
Profit.
You know, you're gonna profit. Fucking awesome to you. I'm happy for you. As long as there's no ramifications on other people, like there should be care involved with the profiteering. If you want to make this a living and be, you know, good at it's same thing. Like, yeah, I want to make a living playing music, but I can't play music, or I'm a lip sync like fucking was it Ashley Simpson. I'm a lip sync.
Hey, how dare you? She can sing. She
Milli
had the voice of
Vanilli.
an angel.
Yeah, right. I can't look directly at her.
So,
But like it's that kind of like faking the funk, right? You're gonna put out intention. You're putting out yourself. So if you're putting out a fucking plant and people are smoking, and you look at them straight in the eyes, and you know that plant that you did some bullshit to, you're purposely poisoning people, bro. You know, so it's got to be fucking straight up.
true. I think we should start to wrap it up
Yes, sir.
because my throat hurts. All right, so yeah, let's wrap it up. So regular gigs. What did you say? Surefire.
Surefire.
Natty Vibes.
Yep. Every second weekend.
Every second weekend.
Yep.
Follow you on Instagram, and where can people find you on Instagram? Shout out your Instagram.
Yeah,
All
what is
that
it? At Sam_Ites. Yeah.
And what is Natty Vibes page? NV something. I forget.
I think there's this like natural vibrations music or something like
Yes.
Yeah, just search it. They'll find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's a bad promotion. Just search it. You'll find it.
that.
I use that a lot, though. I say that a lot, actually. Since he's gone, I'll just do mine's Voices from the Planet on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all your podcast platforms. Thank you.
Check me out, the Grow Guru Hawaii, the Guru's Grow Shop, Instagram. DM me if you need any help growing. I'm more than happy to help you.
Yeah, and Bud Naked.
Check me out at bud_naked. Thanks.
All right. For all your photography
Yes.
needs, macro shots, product photos, that kind of stuff, hit them up.
Getting baked over
Models, male models. You'll see. Any other? Turtle Doves.
I was
We
just
miss
gonna
you,
say,
bro. Wish you were here. And Moon Rabbit.
Moon Rabbit. Shout out to
Ta-da.
Moon Rabbit.
Perfect timing.
Hit him up, moonrabbit.hnl. Shout out to Mills. Mills pays the bills on IG. Check them out, millsnutrients.com. And also
Pakalolo Farmers.
our favorite sponsors, Pakalolo Farmers. Check them out, pakalolofarmers.com. Auntie Farron Alkeka, take care of you.
And I'll do the meat one, Meat Lux,
Mhm.
for all your fine Wagyu. What is the letters? 4A, A4, what?
A5.
A5. It's the highest shit, bruh.
Yep. Hell yeah. And Bruno Mars Arts, graphic design extraordinaire. Check them out.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Peace.
Peace. Clap it up.